regulatory framework with little to no recourse. The FDIC, under President Trump's leadership, recently released never before seen supervisory documents which confirmed that Biden's Operation Choke Point 2.0 was real, despite
Good thing I
assurances
got out.
that these unacceptable practices would end following the Democrats' first Operation Choke.
Whatever. I don't need to hear all that. So I got out. Guess news came out. I was expecting this to move to 60.80 is where I had my sell order sitting. Unfortunately, the news came out. I wasn't even aware that the news is coming out, but some news came out and get this big spike, and then we were taking a little dip here. So I went ahead and exited my position right around here when I saw the news was shaking the market a little bit. But yeah, I mean, that's why you don't trade the news, because you can kind of throw your technicals out the window if you're in the market looking at technicals and news breaks. Bye-bye. No big deal. I'm up on the day, 4 accounts. I'm up about $337 on all 4 accounts. And bring that over here and show you that. This here. These are my PAs recently. Past 4 PAs for Apex. I got a 50,000, actually 3 50,000s and 100,000 account. And right here I've got them in a group trade, but that's one of my 50s. My first day I had some horrible trades, so I'm trying to nurse this thing back to health. But I'm green for the day, 337.50. And on my, where's my 100,000? This guy right here, man. So my first trade, I went in at night. I was really anxious to get in and trade my PAs, and so I went in at night, and I got in on a put, and the market just grinded against me all night. I literally got no sleep. Watched the sunrise as I'm laying on the bed. I was just trying to save that thing all night. I ended up getting out the next morning, yesterday, at about a $1,300 loss on most of the accounts, on 3 of the $50,000 accounts. And because my $100,000 account had a little bit more wiggle room on the drawdown, I had a little more room to stay in the market. So I got out on that one with only about a $750 or so loss. But that trailing drawdown will kill you, and I've learned my lesson the hard way, and I've spent so much time trying to get these accounts passed. The last 3 months I've been trying to pass my evals. Finally I got them on my birthday. I was so excited, and unfortunately it was like Friday, so I wasn't able to get the live accounts until the weekend, so I wanted to trade Sunday. I normally wouldn't trade the aftermarket, necessarily, because you just don't have the volume that you need. But man, so I go in this trade. I'll show you where I went in. It was right here. So I saw the market, yesterday had this massive grind up, and then came down, came back up, and then when it got up here to the top of the Bollingers, I went into a put, and I was thinking, well, it's going to come back and revert to the mean. This is a 50 moving average Bollinger setup on the Tradeovate, and so I'm thinking, yeah, it'll come back. So it kind of came, and then I thought, well, maybe this is it, and I added a little bit, and it never came back, man. It just grinded up all night. Fortunately, I didn't go in with a ton of contracts, and it just went up. I added more up here, thinking this is it. Oh man, I probably could have went in with some size here and got out here, and I would have been fine. Nonetheless, this thing grinded all night, and then market opens, in the morning, and this is where when it started coming back right up here, I was about $200 away from blowing my stops on 3 of the accounts, and I was like 350 or something on the 100,000 account, but I was just seconds away from blowing. And so when it came back a little bit, I was afraid this was going to bounce again. I ended up getting out here, $1,300 loss somewhere in there. It was a mess. So did not start it off right with my PAs. I was super anxious, and I just did something stupid and got in a dumb trade in the middle of the night. And stayed up all night because of it. So I was able to recoup a little bit in the afternoon. I was able to recoup, I don't know, like $300-400 per account, and get some of that back over here. So this morning was my first real trade, and it was pretty decent. So we came down. Now that I'm looking at this on the 50, I had this Bollinger set up at the 20, and this was a break earlier. I was just taking this to the mean, and I should have got out here. I would have been okay. I would have made about $80, $100 on each account, on all 4 accounts. So that would have been okay. And it was just small, I bought like 1 contract. It came down, and then my RSI was giving me some serious divergence here. It was right here. We had gone up, and then we came down, lower low here, but it was a higher low here. And so I went in a little bit more here, thinking, well, now it'll revert, and then something happened in the market up, and this thing just dumped. And when it dumped, it blew through the Bollingers, and I thought, okay, we had a good break here. And also my RSI here was hitting some decent divergence between here and here. So you see it made a double bottom. So, but here it made a lower low. So this is giving me a good indication. With a 50 Bollinger break this dramatic, you had a bull 180 there, an engulfing bull candle. I was pretty confident to jump in on this thing and at least get to the mean, and that's what I did. I took this thing up. I got out here at the mean with the majority of my position. I think I had 32 contracts on, and I took off like 20, 24 contracts right here, something like that. And then I took the rest up. I could have got out here once we hit the other side of the Bollinger plus the 200. I mean, there was a lot of reasons to get out right here. But at market open, you see it just went up. And I knew, because of yesterday, you had so many people who got caught up here at the end of the day, in their calls, and you had a lot of people also in puts. So when they wake up and they got a ton of profit, of course they're going to take profit. It's going to drive the market up a little bit. So I was pretty confident that we were up for a little bit of a grind, a little climb up. And now we're in the market. I'm out of all my trades. Like I said, I got out of my last position right here on the news, and let's see what today can bring. Hopefully, I get these accounts up, man. And I'm really anxious to see how this works with Apex and getting the payouts. I've been watching some of these guys on YouTube, Trades by Matt and Top Trading Edge. He does options, but TBM he's a sponsor for Apex. Well, I don't know if he's a sponsor, but he's affiliate, and been watching his stuff. He just goes in on these little tiny trades, and he's making a killing, man. But I've been pretty consistent. I've gotten on my evals, at least I'm getting like an 80 plus win rate. I feel pretty confident. I feel like I kind of am understanding the movements of the market. I trade specifically the micro E-mini futures. That's what I'm doing right now. I may branch out on some other stuff in the future, but that's my thing for now. Yeah, super excited. This is my first video, by the way. I've been trading for 1 year now, and just doing everything I can to understand the markets, learn as much as I can. I've followed so many gurus on YouTube. I'm pretty much just like a self-taught guy, which apparently the odds are against us when we're self-taught. But you know what, man? If you set your mind to anything and you go after it and you don't relent, you will achieve what you're going for. And that's what I've learned in life. If you work hard enough for anything, you will be rewarded. But anyways, hopefully by the next time I get back here, my accounts will be up. Just want to show you some of these right now, so when we do the follow-up you can see where we're at this month. So yeah, you could see I was my total that I was down on this account was $776 yesterday. I've recouped $828, and I'm almost to oh, I guess I'm in a little bit in the profit on that one. Okay, good. Let's see my other one. I don't know if I should be showing you guys my account number or not. All right, my other account. Let's see. Go this month. These are brand new accounts. Yeah, so this one I was down $1,360 yesterday morning. Oh man, that was so painful. I was afraid I was going to blow these brand new accounts. I did not want to have to go through that again. Anyways, I'm up. I've made back about 1,060, so I'm still down about 300 on this account. Really looking forward to look at that. That's horrible. I'm really looking forward to getting this thing back into positive territory. And my plan here is to get my accounts up to about $60,000 before I take a payout. I don't necessarily need a payout. I'm okay. I've got some income from other things that I've done, but so I'm not anxious to be making money in the market. I'm excited to be doing it, but I don't need to live off of my payouts, is I guess what my point is. So I'm just going to take this easy. I'm going to try to get all of these accounts up to the $50,000 accounts. I'm going to get up to 60 grand, and then my $100,000 account, I'll get up to like 105, 108, something like that. But once I've got a nice cushion, like $3,000-$4,000 cushion on each account, then I'll go ahead and take like $1,000 or $2,000 payout from each one. And my goal is just to build these things slow, do base hits. I'm more of a scalper from, so far. That's been more of my method. I'm more of a scalper. Today's trade was actually the first trade where I stayed in the market that long. It's not normal for me to stay in the trade this long, especially this long. Normally I'm in right here and I'm out right there. I'll just grab a little scalp. But I don't know. I got really good sleep last night, and I think maybe getting better sleep is going to help me. And apparently that's one of the keys here when you're trying to be a professional trader. You need to be getting good rest. And I did step away from the charts yesterday. I went to bed without studying the market, without watching any videos. And I don't know, man. I feel like I woke up this morning just super fresh and ready to go. And I kind of saw what was happening. It was pretty obvious. And I jumped in with confidence. Even when I jumped in here and it came against me, like, I was negative, but it didn't bother me. Like, I already knew, like, oh, okay, I'm just giving the market some room to breathe. I had these fair value gaps down here that were going to be creating resistance, right? These are bullish fair value gaps from back over here. And so I was pretty confident, like, we're going to get a reaction off of this fair value gap, and it's going to have a hard time getting through, especially how far away from all the moving averages it was. And it had been grinding down all night. It's like this thing didn't have a whole lot of room to continue going further. Worst case scenario, yeah, it could have come down into here, and then got a little bit of a bounce, and I would have added a little bit more if it did. Even though you're not supposed to DCA, apparently, according to Apex rules. But DCA is kind of my method. I look for a bottom, and then I usually just take a little reversion. If it goes against me a little bit more, then I'll put on some more size, like 3 or 4 times the size, and then I might jump out up here, and they turn, this would be a losing trade, but that would be a winning trade, and then, ultimately it ends up, it's positive. I guess Apex allows you to DCA one time. which I don't know. I mean, I have a very good win rate when I DCA, but like I showed you in the beginning of this video, I mean, when I tried doing that over here, man, I just got jacked. I got jacked. If I wouldn't have went in with so many contracts here, I would have been okay. I just didn't have enough room to DCA with the amount that I needed up here. Otherwise, I would have been fine, because if I would have went in like 1 or 2 contracts per account right there, and it didn't really come back and give me what I needed. But then if I could have waited for this, I probably honestly would have got in here, and that would have been a mistake. But if I would have waited for this, and then I could DCA in with like another 5 to 7 contracts per account, boom, I could have got out right here, right at the mean, and we would have been good. It either would have been a wash or would have been a little bit in the positive. And if I would have taken it all the way down here, then I would have had some decent profits. DCA is dollar cost average, in case there's anybody new here who isn't aware of that. But anyways, looking forward to trading the market a little bit more today. I'm going to try to get these accounts close to a net break even, and check back in later.